Hello out there, everybody in YouTube. Welcome back. It's another episode of Atlantis After Dark, right here on YouTube. And we're going to actually be reviewing comics today. Today, we're going to be doing a quick, short review of this bad boy, which I got in the mail just the other day. It is the AEW Origins comic from, who else? DC. Let's get into it. All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So glad you could join us again. It's been a hot minute since I've talked about comics on this thing, so I can't wait. Let's dive right into it. I don't think we should waste a whole lot of time here. I want to talk a little bit about this comic. Now, first of all, for those of you out there who may not know this, I am a huge wrestling fan. In fact, I had a podcast dedicated to wrestling not long ago that I recently abandoned because, look, we're not breaking any new ground, and, you know, the hits just weren't there. So we kind of scrapped it. We said we'll shelve this for now, but I still love and watch pro wrestling. And I decided at the very beginning, when they were going to announce their partnership, did AEW wrestling with DC Comics, which just made sense, right? They're both Time Warner properties. You know, I wouldn't expect to see AEW with Marvel. That would just be silly. So, you know, DC makes all the sense in the world. Plus, I think they're the better comic company, and that's just my humble opinion. I'm sure that's going to get me in trouble with some people, but, you know, they can go fuck a stick. So, yeah, this is... I told myself I wasn't going to get this comic because I just thought it was going to be a big waste of my time, money, and effort. And what do I think about this comic now that I've actually purchased it? And I think my first reaction was probably right. I probably should not have purchased or got this comic because, and I will tell you all out there, for you comic book fans or wrestling fans, this is a 24-page advertisement for DC Comics and AEW. That is it. The comic focuses on 6 wrestlers. Well, about 6 wrestlers. They focus on Swerve Strickland, Timeless Tony Storm, Will Ospreay, Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D., Orange Cassidy, and Darby Allin, which will cover... they go over a little bit of their origin stories on each one. The House of Strickland is what it opens up with. And of course, this story starts off with years ago when he was in the army. The thing I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to, like, mix, you know, shoot backgrounds with comic book origins. And to me, I don't know if it works. It's okay. Check out some cameos in here by Prince Nana, who for some reason knew him way back then. And yeah, Swerve was basically left his military command because he thought that his lieutenant, or whomever, his commanding officer, was just training a group of mercenaries, and he didn't want to be a mercenary. He wanted to be a pro wrestler. So there you go. There you go, Swerve Strickland. And of course, once you turn the page from Swerve Strickland, then the advertisements, they start right away, right? Here's one for Collision. In case you didn't know, DC fans, this is on Saturday nights from 8 to 7. And I'm going to stop giving them commercials because this is all this is. It's just a commercial. As much as I love wrestling and as much as I love comics, I'm not embarrassed by this, but this is a major miss. The next one up they focus on is Tony Storm. I think it's funny how they put on the front of hers, chin up and watch for the shoe, because they can't say tits out in a comic book, right? God forbid. But this one is a little better. It details Tony Storm's, you know, real life fascination with Hollywood and, you know, the starlets of the 40s. And that's where she kind of got her gimmick from. And, you know, it's a nice little story. It doesn't hurt anything. But again, it's not breaking any ground. The same with Will Ospreay. They call him the aerial assassin. And he starts out in like a dojo or a karate type thing. I don't know. It wasn't that interesting to me. Dr. Britt Baker, pretty much the same. All of these origin stories are just kind of terrible. Like, oh, I went to doctor school. All right, we wrestled for the Owen Hart Foundation. My finishing move is called the lockjaw. Great. What did I read this for? And that's the legitimate question that I have to ask at the end of this thing, right? Is there going to be a lead up to this? Is this going to be part of the DC universe? Is this going to be part of a series? I don't know. I guess I'm a bad comic book guy for not doing any investigative journalism on this. But then again, I'm just not bothered to do it. They next focus on Orange Cassidy, and he doesn't have a lot of dialogue. No surprise. He finds his sunglasses on a trip somewhere, and he thinks he's cool now, and then he gets whacked in the head with a chair, and then he becomes Orange Cassidy. And then, last but not least, they focus on Darby Allin, who, surprise, surprise, one of the best stories, one of the best cameos, or one of the best little blurbs they have in here, a little 3-page. And by the way, all of these are 3-page stories, right? So don't go into this thinking you're going to get, some grand thing. This is just an introduction to these characters. And of course, Darby was lost until he found Sting, which I think is pretty damn cool. Sting finally got to go into a comic book. But, that's it. There you have it. DC. And that's what the front cover looks like, and that's what the back cover looks like. Gosh, I just don't have anything to say about this. It cost me $4.99 to buy it, and it cost me $6.99 to ship it, and from AEWshop.com, and it cost me all of about 10 minutes to read, and a complete waste, guys. I rarely say this. Don't buy this comic. It's just, ugh. If you want to, if you're curious about it, read it digitally. You're not missing anything here. Neither wrestling fans nor comic book fans are going to be upset. Pass on this one. Big letdown. But, yeah, if you liked what you see here today, go ahead and do all that junk. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the fucking thumbs up, or whatever the fuck that thing is. I don't know. I'm not a technical guy. You guys are the technical geniuses, not me. Do all that stuff, and thank you so much for joining us once again on the Mothership. We will see you real soon. I guarantee it. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.